Hi everyone, Dr. Lewis here. So this is just a quick video to show you how to navigate our website and find everything like due dates and citation information and everything else. So at the very top left here, we have the announcements page. So I will occasionally make announcements here, and then I will also occasionally email you. So of course, because it's an online course, I don't get to see you face to face. So this announcement section and your email, which you'll see pop up right here, is where I can kind of contact you and give you information or clarify any questions. So make sure that you're reading both of those places. If you scroll down from the announcement section, you will see the calendar. So I put due dates on pretty much everything that you have due in this class. So you'll see the due dates down here, and sometimes it'll just be watch a video, sometimes it'll be read these guidelines or read this article, and then sometimes it'll be something like take your first quiz. So pretty much everything that is due will be on this calendar area down here. Okay, so scrolling back up, I'm going to ignore the content browser because we're going to have to look in depth at that, so just skipping over that for a minute. I do have the app for the KSU library right here, so when we get more into our research, you will be using kind of that section. And then one of the most important sections is on the far right over here. So it's the important links section. And here I basically have every important file for the course. So you will always be able to find the course syllabus here. I have all 4 schedules for all 4 units already posted. I have all of the course citation information. So anything that you will want to cite from this course or a course text will be uploaded here. So that's a very important link. Then I also have all of the major assignment sheets. So we have 4 major papers, and you can find them here at any point during the class, or you can even review them now if you would like to do so. We have our MLA Writers Manual, which we'll be using Purdue OWL, and then just some other important links that I may even add to as we go along. So the library, tech services, the Writing Center, which I encourage you to use the Writing Center, and you can use it even if you're an online student. And then Student Affairs page with the Student Handbook. Okay, so now I will get into the content browser that I skipped before. This is where all of the actual content for the course will be found. There are 4 units, though you can only see 1 right now because I do close off the units until we're closer to actually getting to the next unit. So every unit will end with a paper, and then you move on to the next unit. I do open the units up a little bit early. So for example, our paper number 1 is due on September 18th, and I will open up unit number 2 on about September 4th. So not that there'll be any due dates due before the first paper is due from unit 2, but you will have a chance if you want to work ahead. Okay, so clicking into the content, you will see something that looks like this. And again, I link you just to the same citation information that is down here and a description for the unit. And then you see our modules. So each module covers a week, and you see the dates for that week. And you will have roughly 4 to 5 modules per unit. So if we go into module 1, you will see that again it is broken into 2 parts. And one of my favorite parts of D2L is this checklist option. So if you're worried about keeping track of what work you need to do, the checklist option is going to be your best friend. So it basically gives you the due date, and then also what you have completed and what you still need to complete. So here I've already checked some things off, and you could say, oh, I read that chapter, and then scroll up and it'll say you are 60% done. So you can use this to kind of keep track of your own progress and keep track of what is due. This also portrays the split due dates that I have for each module. So each module covers a week. The first due date will be Saturday by 11:59 p.m. The second due date is always Tuesday by 11:59 p.m. And of course, you can always work ahead. So let's say you never want to work on a Saturday. You can go ahead and do all of that work the week before. So you can do all of that work on Thursday and then have nothing due until the next Tuesday. So as long as you get it in before the deadline, you can choose which days or times work better for you. Okay, so going back to the module, you will also see that it is broken up into these two parts. So part 1 and part 2. If we go to part 1, for this one, it is the Start Here module. And one thing about the modules is everything that you need to do will be listed in these modules. So it's kind of all the contents kind of thrown together underneath Module 1, Part 2. You have a discussion board, you have a reading, and then you have a free write. So that's kind of another way to keep track of your progress, is just to find which module we're in and then basically do everything that is in that module. Okay, so another thing that I want to go over are these top links up here. So you have your content, which is where you get to the course content. You also have this area called discussions. And in discussions, you have the virtual lounge, which is basically where you can post questions to me that you also think other students might have. You can also email me, of course. So like there are multiple ways you can get in contact with me, but this is one way. You can also kind of chat with other students here. So just make a new thread and say, hey, is anybody else confused about X? You can also see all of our discussion boards already posted and kind of sitting and waiting for you, as well as our peer reviews. Another link up here is assignments, where under the assignments link, you will see basically all of the assignments that you have to turn in through D2L. And they are roughly in order of when you will turn them in. So we have kind of our free write all the way down to our analysis paper and everything else for the rest of the semester. So those are kind of major assignments that you have to turn in through D2L. And then finally, the last thing I want to show you is this grades tab. So this will be an important tab. I actually do update your grades frequently. So you will be able to see what your current average is, and you'll also be able to scroll down and see why that average is what it is. So you can scroll down and say, oh, look, I did really well on this proposal, but not this proposal. So you can kind of just get a snapshot of your grades as well as your calculated final average, at least at the moment. So make sure to kind of keep an eye on that as we go along. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. If not, get started on the Start Here module, and I look forward to our semester together.